Welcome back, Nerdiverse. This is another episode of MOTN Presents Figured It Out, where your favorite neighborhood collector, Mike G, gets to talk about his favorite thing in the whole wide universe, which is 1/6 scale figure collecting. Cue soda can opening sound. I don't know if you heard that pick up, but we in here. This is another special episode, an unboxing video that we have every once in a while when I am blessed enough to receive one of these new glorious figures. Um, the character in question, as you read on the intro, is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Harrison Ford, also known as Han Solo. But for this evening, we're going to do Indiana Jones. So, how these episodes go, it's really based upon the figure itself, the details, and the conversation. This is a live episode. We're live. So if you want to jump in, say what's up, holler at me, ask questions. Figured It Out is all about education, learning, and having some fun about this hobby collection. So I will be going through, first things first, we'll be talking about the figure itself. We'll be talking about the things he comes with. And at the very end, I'm going to give like a pose demo, give a pose kind of tutorial, and just the way I work on posing my figure for its forever home in my collection. So I'm just going to chill for just a split second just to allow people to come in. If anyone's going to come in tonight, it is Saturday night. I do these late night Saturday nights. Used to be earlier, but I figured I'd catch more flies after they've come home from whatever they're doing at 9 o'clock. But these videos are in perpetuity. So if you've watched this later, I'm very happy to be a part of your Saturday night. And we can hang out and talk some figures, talk some nostalgia, because 95% of this hobby is nostalgia. Just to talk about some things coming up on the channel before we dig into indie here. MOTN Lore is coming back this Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Me and Wash are going to be talking about the Halo array from the Halo series. So for you heads who used to play Halo till 4 o'clock in the morning, we're going to be talking about the lore of the Halo array, the whole MacGuffin of the entire series, Master Chief, the Arbiter, the whole shebang. It's going to be great. So really excited to have that conversation. That being said, also we're going to have our MOTN episode on Fridays at 6 p.m. Sorry for this last weekend. I had a medical emergency. I had to just run out, and the human body comes first. So we weren't able to do this Friday, but barring any force majeure, that we will be able to go live this Friday. Me and Wash and whoever wants to stop by. So, like I said, for this episode, Figured It Out, episode 21, we unboxing and posing Indiana Jones. So you may think, like, okay, Mike, why did you get this Indiana Jones? Why? What is your history with the character? And Indiana Jones is really a mixed bag for me. He was very heavy in my growing up, in my like development as a nerd, as a master of the nerdiverse, because he was on all the time in the house. I grew up watching Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade. I didn't really watch a lot of Raiders of the Lost Ark. My parents just didn't watch it. And when you're a kid, you watch what your parents watch. You have no say outside of you know, Saturday morning, right? So Indiana Jones was on all the time. So, and my father, shout out to Mike Prime, you know what I'm saying? He always would love Indiana Jones and would call him a desperate man, which always made me laugh. Every time I think of Indiana Jones, I think that he's a desperate man. And you don't realize how much you care about these characters until you have the opportunity to have one in your collection. And I just sat and thought, like, man, I really want an Indiana Jones. And he's just one of those characters that I've always wanted like a figure of, but just never had the opportunity until now, until this most recent Indiana Jones in the Dial of Destiny figure was announced. Mind you, this is from a later um, movie. This is an older Indiana Jones, so it's not that iconic in my brain. Young Harrison Ford, which I'm okay with because it's still Indiana Jones, and he's still kicking ass. And the figure, from my understanding, is absolutely astronomical. Um, so with that, I'm all about pairing. So with this figure, if they ever do come out with, let's say, a Temple of Doom Indiana Jones, or even a Last Crusade Indiana Jones, I'm just gonna pair the two of them, before and after. You know what I mean? Like early indie and old indie. But I didn't want to miss out on this figure opportunity. So I wanted to make sure that I definitely had it available for my collection. So this is definitely going to be an unboxing video where I break down and break down my thoughts about not just the figure, but the boxing, the presentation of it all, and very interested to kind of see how this figure works out. So with no further ado, let's get to the figure, right? So I'm just going to tilt my camera here a little bit, and let's just talk about the box itself. So as you can see with the box here, it has I don't think that's the figure. It has the Indiana Jones let me take it off the little spinner here. Let's put the spinner back in the back for a second. There we are. And just back this up so you can see it a little bit better. And I'm just going to actually just move this over here. There's a lot of jostling on this episode. Very crude, but we get it done. We figure it out. There we go. Let's do it like that. Perfect. Perfect. So with the figure box, you can see that it comes with the Indiana Jones likeness. Even though I don't think, hey Tony, man, how you been, bro? What's up? Thank you for stopping by the stream, bro. Yeah, we doing Indiana Jones tonight for the unboxing stream. Let me know your thoughts on Indy. Did you watch a lot of Indiana Jones growing up, bro? Or am I the only one? Holler at me. Um, yeah, so with the box, you could see straight up the Indiana Jones. Now that I'm looking at it, it's not the figure. It's not the figure. It can't be the figure. There has to be a picture of Indy himself. Yeah, this is our 1/6 scale unboxing. So I'm going to show you guys this figure and give you my thoughts on it. Of course, big old Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny up front. And even here, you can see that they have the image of Indy fighting on the train, which is pretty neat. On the side of the box. Yeah, I figured because it's really Indiana Jones is really like a generational thing, bro. Like I almost didn't make Indiana Jones at my big age, dude. It's just my parents were super into it, so I would watch it a lot. Um, like I was mentioning earlier, The Last Crusade, uh, Temple of Doom, all that. So I grew up a lot with that stuff. On the side of the box here, you can see it's like a silhouette, of Indiana Jones with like the standard, almost like Microsoft Word font. They didn't put a lot of energy into that, which is okay. On the other side is another different pose of Indiana Jones, also with the um, Microsoft Word font of Indiana Jones, and on the back a bunch of legal information, just kind of like don't try to eat this thing or you may just explode. So let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and open up the front of the box. I don't know what this is going to look like. Let's see. The anticipation. Perfect. So this is really cool. They don't normally do this for Hot Toys. Is they, depending on the character and depending on how much they love the character, you can really tell the TLC they put into the boxing of it, the presentation. And this is already looking really pretty. We have the OG image of Indy right here, looking all serious and junk. It looks like it's like almost like a train ticket almost. You got the Jones on the side, silhouette once again. Air Atlas on the side. Um, and what is that, velvet? I don't know what that language is. Maybe it's German, but no, it's not German. Maybe, I don't know. But it does have this neat little cover. I tend to throw away my boxes because they're very out of the way, man. And I've seen some collectors with some like storage nightmares, like in regards to their boxes. But I'm thinking about keeping this. This is tight. Like this can even be framed. You know what I mean? So definitely thinking about keeping that. So I'm going to remove that. All right. And who this guy comes with a lot. I'm just going to try to see if I can get a shot of all the crap he's coming with, yo. He's coming with a ton of stuff. Let me see if I can lower this light a little bit. It's a little harsh, so it's not so reflective. So it's not so reflective. There we are. So we have the Indiana Jones right here. He's all frozen in carbonite. Those who understand the joke get the joke. Full array of hands on the side. It looks like his base is right here. And he just comes with a ton of stuff, dude. I think that's the baseboard, a bag, a workable light. This guy is chalked to the brim with stuff. So I'm going to open up the top of it. Move this box out the way. Go. What's best, keep it in the box or on display? Very good question, Tony. When it comes to 1/6 scale figures, you really want to open them up because you don't really see a lot from the box. Like I'll show you, like even you're not gonna be able to display it in here. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be able to see the figure. Maybe for collectors, better in the box, right? Like certain figures is 1/6 scale is such a interesting hobby because what's mostly anything else you want to keep it in the box, right? Like with 1/12 scale figures, you can advertise them in the box untouched. With comic books, with cars, you just want to keep them as outside of the elements as possible. But you can see from my figures in the back, these are more like statues than action figures. So they're not going to be getting a lot of traffic when it comes to moving them all the time or putting too much unnecessary uh, strain on them. So with these, you want to keep them out the box because a lot of these figures will die on the vine if you keep them all, in carbonite because they'll joints will stiffen up. It's almost like a car, right? If you keep a car parked for too long, the battery's gonna die. You know what I mean? You gotta exercise it. You gotta get it out. You gotta drive it. You know what I'm saying? So my advice to those who collect these specific types of figures, is to show them off, pose them, have fun with them. That's the hope. That's the funnest part of the hobby to me is the posing, is the bringing them life. Yeah, like yeah. Wow, good to know that. Thank you so much for that. Uh, for that for that heads up. Yeah, they're really like cars. You got to drive them. You have to drive them. Otherwise, you're going to open that box one day, and your figure's going to be ruined. And I've heard nightmare stories of people like, I got this Luke Skywalker for 20 years ago, and I've never opened it. And they opened it, and the batteries blew out. The leather or the pleather has peeled. The joints are too loose now. So you really have to exercise them. Any other thing I tell you, keep it mint, keep it in a box. But also, if you want to resell your figures, keeping the box is super important too, because you want the full packaging when you resell these things. So but I have no desire to resell my figures. I just want to keep them in my collection. So I trash my boxes because these guys aren't going anywhere, God willing. So that's my best advice for these figures is you want to let them breathe. You want to give them life because otherwise they can go bad, almost like bread or bananas. Um, let's open this guy up, shall we? Let's take a look. Oh, man. Whew, yeah, let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get firsthand impressions on Dr. Indiana. All right. My future's so bright. I gotta wear shades. I'm gonna take off all of his little accoutrement, his little hands. All right. Look at that. Look, look at that head sculpt. He is a beauty. Look at his, that is an old man Harrison Ford if I've ever seen one. I think this guy is gorgeous. He's a little on the light side. He doesn't feel too heavy. That's usually something that is a Hot Toys staple. That he is that they usually have some weight to them, but I can live with that. Let's see. He has like a little cummerbund, a little plastic protection cummerbund here. I got to get this off. How do I get this off? Let's see. As you can see what I'm doing here, I'm taking off his little plastic cummerbund here. Let's see. Let's get him clean, shall we? That is nicely crafted. Yeah. One thing about Hot Toys figures is that let's just run them down real quick. Let's walk this guy down. So let me just make sure he's in focus. Perfect. So Harrison Ford head sculpt is a 10 out of 10 to me. This is absolutely perfect. The fedora, you can see that he has different ranges of motion. I'm going to pop his head off real quick and take the little plastic off, put his head back on. Hopefully I'm perfect. That just works. All right. So perfect. Got to take his own handsies off, but that's fine. So let's run it down, shall we? I got to pull his pants down a little bit. So he's not flooding. My figures can't flood. Figures can't flood. That's rule number one. Figures can't flood. All right, that's good enough for me for right now. Okay, perfect. So let's run them down. So the cool thing about this figure, and you can smell it right out the box, is that this is genuine leather. This is actual real leather that you would get at a that you would wear yourself. Hat's plastic. It's sculpted with the head. That's that's one of my little, I would say, nitpicks if I had one. But the coat is genuine leather. I think the belt is leather, and his shoes, which are really nice. I'm going to show off these shoes real quick. Are genuine leather, and they're like weathered. So this guy is damn near perfect. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show him off while we go through his accessories. So give me 1 second. I'm just going to put the little spinner thing back here and put him here. And there you go. So we can look at Indy before we pose, while we go through the accessories. Let me bring him a little bit closer to the camera. Don't you tip over, Indy. Yeah. Liking it so far. I just want to make sure his head is on right. Yeah, make sure there's no weird tilt. All right. All right, pretty still. Let's go. All right. Indy is in effect. Perfect. So now it's time to go through his accessories one at a time. So you're going to be seeing Indy on this screen here, and the accessories are going to be with me here. Hope everybody's enjoying the stream so far. Remember, if you like this content and you want to support the channel, all you have to do is hit a like button. It's absolutely free. Like this episode so it gets more volume, gets more visibility. Comment on this episode. Let me know what you think of this figure. Let me know what you think of Indiana Jones. Were you a watcher? I want to hear your stories. And lastly, subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. We need more subscribers. We got to grow our channel. Things have to get bigger. So please feel free to do all three if you so desire. It'll only make us stronger and grow the nerdiverse. So Thank you so much. Everything is so dark. Maybe I shouldn't have wore shades. I may switch these out. Hold on. I can barely see in these things. How about if I switch out to these guys? Ah, the light. The light. Better. Better. All right. Wanted to be cool. Couldn't be cool. Wanted to be cool. Couldn't be cool for too long. My eyes were not adjusting to the light. Oh, the light. Jeez Louise. So, all right. First things first. We got this big old, uh, this giant display base for Indiana Jones. This thing is insane. Thing is huge. All right. So let's put it together before I show it off. So I'm just gonna. I don't know how this is supposed to go. We'll figure it out. Figure it out. It's supposed to go like that. Yep. Nope. Probably supposed to lock in. It's got to lock in, right? So, no, it looks about right. So check this out. We have this giant Indiana Jones display base. Better. What's better? Do I sound better? Do I look better? Let me know. I always want to make sure that the stream is looking nice. So we have this giant display base that comes with Indiana Jones. This is the back view of it. And what's cool about this is that you can show it off from the front as well. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Tony, let me know. Was there any breaks in the stream? Sounds good. Okay. Was there any breaks in the stream? Did it freeze or anything? Let me know. Okay. Perfect. So comes with this neat little base with all this string and accoutrement. I'm not exactly sure how this string's supposed to work. If it's just for show, I don't know. I'm going to have to play with it. So, and I still don't know. No, you're good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Always got to make sure, because if you've been watching our channel, things like to fall apart around here. So I just want to make sure we're still live. I'm still clear, and the video is still good. So yeah, he comes with this beautiful base that is multifunctional and is absolutely insane. Like, he comes with this cool little post here, and I just don't know how quite I'm going to use that and make it fit in my shelf at the same time. It's going to be quite the feat, but we're going to make it work. We're going to pose them tonight, so we're going to figure it out together. Another thing I wanted to show off is that he comes with this neat little knapsack. I love figures that come with accessories. It comes with I don't think these straps are leather. They might be. But the cool thing is that this bag actually opens up. You could put stuff in it, but I'm kind of scared. I don't want to throw off the integrity of the bag. So I'm just going to leave it be. I'm just going to leave it be. Comes like a little Indiana Jones knapsack. Pretty neat, huh? Dope. It comes with this classic Indiana Jones satchel. Also fully functional. Let me see if I can get that in shot. Yep. Also fully functional. When I get them all set up, I'm gonna put us on his side. We're gonna make it look tight. So comes with a nice little satchel. Of course, the iconic Indiana Jones whip that it comes with, and it's fully posable. So if you want to put the whip in like in a dynamic pose, you can. I kind of want to keep it wrapped up for my use for it for now, but it depends on what pose I lock in. I don't know what pose I want to do yet, so we're going to have to figure that out as well. He comes with a little flashlight, guys, like a little itty bitty flashlight. I don't know how this thing works just yet, but apparently it's actually turn onable. I don't know how to do it, but we're gonna figure it out. We sure as shit will. I'm gonna have to. I want to turn the flashlight on. Damn it! And I don't know how to do it, but we are going to do it. Can it move to a pose you want it to be? Oh, very good question, my good man. Yes, sir. With 1/6 scale figures, and I'll just show you really quickly. Cool thing about these guys, you can pose them however you want. So you can put him in a dynamic pose. You can put his arm up. Hello. You can pose him however you like. And one cool thing about this guy is that we're going to pose him up into a sick pose. Even with that head tilt, it's sick, dude. It's already changed the figure. So yeah, we can pose him up however we like. We're going to put him in a sick dynamic pose using this display base, and it's going to look crazy, I promise you. And lastly, in regards to what he comes with, is a little titular dial of destiny. It comes with like a little dial of destiny. The details in this is absolutely sick. I actually let me look at it a bit. In the light, does it turn or move? No, I don't want to break anything, but I am going to utilize this in my pose. So we're gonna also figure that part out. All right, I think that's it. Oh, and lastly, he comes with a little Indiana Jones tie. I don't know how this is going to. I want to use the tie, but I don't know how I'm going to use it in the pose. But I'm going to sit this up here because I kind of want him with the tie on for my indie. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. And I think that's it. He does come with like a weird ankle clamp thing that comes with the base. And we're going to have to figure that part out because I don't know how that was supposed to work. But I think you put it like this and how does this supposed to work? And you put it in there. Yeah, we're going to have to figure out the ankle base. Not sure how I want to put it yet. But yeah, let me put him in a better spot. Before we start getting into the posing, I just want to give you my general thoughts on the figure as I'm looking at him right now and everything he comes with, including the diorama base. Actually, how about I do this for now? Just put him here because I don't want to do too much heavy posing. Let's do that. And let's put his arm back to his side. And let's do this. Hopefully he doesn't fall. There we go. Now he's too tall. Oh, and he fell. You got to love production. So let's just do that. Let's just put him here for now. They'll be fine. Perfect. So my initial thoughts for the figure so far is in hand. Cons, he does feel a little bit light. I like my figures to have some heft to them. But other than that, look-wise, I think it looks absolutely gorgeous. I love the leather on the coat. I love the leather on the shoes. I love that the shoes are tied. I love the head sculpt of Harrison Ford. And I just love the overall look of it. Only other con I have, it'd be nitpicking. I can't really, this figure is almost damn perfect. Even just sitting there unposed, it looks like he's asking someone a question like, what? Being old. So I'm really excited to get this guy posed up and to lock in a pose that I'm happy with and use all of his cool little things that he comes with. So I'm going to move into the next phase of our stream and start posing him up. So let's go ahead and see what he can do. Before posing any figure, ladies and gentlemen, remember to use the instruction manual. Instruction manuals are there for a reason. You don't want to accidentally damage the figure. You don't want to do anything that will compromise your investment, because these things ain't cheap, baby. These things ain't cheap, baby. Thank you, Tony, for hanging around and keeping me company tonight. Love doing these streams, and having someone to talk to just makes it feel a lot more real. All right, that's how that works. That's how that works. Do I want to open all this up for the light? Kind of don't. Okay. I still don't think I'm putting that bass on right. We're gonna figure that out. All right. The bass. Let me see the bass, please. It doesn't tell me anything about the damn bass. Well, actually, it does. All right. I think I'm ready to go. I still want to play with this bass a bit more because it seems a little too flimsy for me. I don't think I'm locking it in the way I'm supposed to. It's supposed to go the other way? No, not that way. It just feels a little flimsy to me. I don't know why. Oh, if you're driving, man, yeah, of course. Thank you for watching, and just be careful out there, man. No, you're doing amazing. Thank you so much, Tony. You're keeping me company, man. I just want to make sure that you're safe and you're driving safe, and all that good stuff. Cool. I don't know what's happening. Everything is popping up. I accidentally hit my Zoom button, so Zoom just started popping up. Got it up streaming. So I think I have an idea of what we're gonna do with this figure. I'm gonna pull up the poses and see what I can do. Stay tuned. I got my pose book here. All right. The pose. All right. The pose I want to do, I don't know if I can do, but we're gonna give it a shot. That's what we're talking about here. So first, I got to get my indie suited and booted. So the first thing I'm going to do is I think I want the tie look, so I'm going to put the tie on. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take off his his head sculpt. There we go. I'm going to fix that. I am going to take his little tie, make sure it's on right. Ever since I was popping my collar, putting the tie on seems like a little bit of a pain. Let's see. Pull this down a little bit. Unfold. Just like putting a tie on in real life, you have to flip your collar, put the tie over it. Gotta make sure I do this right. All right. It's giving me a hard time. But that's all right. This is how we figure it out. Put the other piece of the tie there, and just slowly and patiently work it down. And this is how you do these, ladies and gentlemen. You just be patient and don't put too much stress on the figure. And once I get this on, I think I'm keeping this on because this is a pain to put on. There we are. There we go. I think I got that. All right. So make sure the tie is down, just like putting on a real tie. Pull the collar up like that. Pull the tie down. Flip the collar back. Make sure it looks a certain way. Oh man, this would be hard to do off camera. On camera, it's damn near impossible. Now let's flip the tie back, flip the collar back, and the good thing is the collar just kind of flips down, doesn't it? Kind of just does what you want it to do. Just come on. All right. Let's pull this down a bit, pull this down. Straighten out the tie, push it up a bit. All right. Tie on. Just gotta make sure it's like how I want it. The little under tie is bothering the crap out of me. But let's see. Maybe I can feng shui that a little bit. Make sure everything is straight. All right. Cool. All right, come on. There we are. And what I'm going to do is before I put the head back on, I'm going to put on his knapsack. I gotta make sure it's on the right side. So it's on his left side. Much like most great people, Indy is a lefty. So I'm just gonna put this on his shoulder. So that's locked in. Put this under his collar a little bit. It's nice and tucked. Put that to his side. All right. In the 1-6 community, we call this futzing. You have to futz. All the great ones are lefties. Yes, sir. You already know. You already damn know. All the great ones are lefties, my sir. You already damn know. Is this twisted? That's fine. That'll work. I'm okay with that. All I have to do is just move this tie over a little bit. This tie is driving me crazy. Having to fight with it a little bit. Maybe if I tuck it into the shirt, it won't give me such a hassle. There we go. Come on, Indy. Indiana. That's going to have to do kind of for now. Let's put this down here, put that there. Swing the bag back around. It puffs it out too much. Puffs it out too much. So we're just going to have to deal with it just like that. That's fine. And let's put this head sculpt back on. Well, before I put the head sculpt back on, let's work on the eye placement. Hello, my infamous. So with the head sculpt, the cool thing about these things is that you can set the eyeballs. You can set the rolling eyes. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to set his rolling eyes. I already messed one up. To just be looking up just a little bit. Which is tough because I have big, giant, stupid hands. So let's just dial that in. Roll it up just a little bit. Move his eyes. Roll it up just a little bit so the whites are showing just a little bit. Oh, come on. All right. Better late than never, Bradley. What's going on, good sir? We're just doing some Indiana Jones right now. Working on my indie head sculpt, trying to get his eyes where I want them to be. I just want him looking up just a little bit. And his eyes are so sensitive. My fingers are too big. That's the problem. That's good. Now this eye needs to just come over just a little bit. Ah, crap. Damn it. Eyes are so sensitive. The eyes are so sensitive. It's the hardest part of the build. Is getting his head sculpt eyes where I want them to be. Is let me do this right eye first. I think that's what I'm going to do first. That's good. Now I have to worry about his left eye. His left eye, Lopez. You know what? I'm going to use the tool. What are you using for this? For the stream? Got to get his eyeballs worked. I'm using Streamlabs. Streamlabs Talk Studio is what I'm using for this stream. It's a fairly good app. That is a web browsed app, and you can invite people in. You can have conversations. Makes it nice and easy to have people over and to stream. Let me just dial this eye in just a little bit. Eyes are so tough. Damn it, lost it. Eyes are so frustrating. To get the eyeballs, yeah, eyeballs are the hard. Eyeballs are the hardest part. As you can see, hopefully I can get him in camera. His eyes are a little funky. There we go. His eyes are a little funky. So I'm just trying to get his eyes where I need them to be for the pose. He looks like Bobby Boucher right now. Oh, a tool. It's like this little tool that it comes with, Two Shot. It's like a little thing that it comes with that's supposed to make it easier. But I have giant Hagwort hands, and doing this manually is almost impossible. So you really have to be gentle with it and kind of do one eye at a time. So I'm just trying to gently get the eye in a position that I'm happy with. I just want him looking up just a little bit. That's all I want. And this eye over here is giving me the hardest time. Yeah, I got beastly bits too, so I understand. Yeah, man, they're not built for humans, Doug. My hands are stupid. All right, so eyeball. That's to the. I don't want him to look cockeyed. That's the problem, and it has to be exact. Almost. Just do that. Okay, let me look at it. Not exactly. Has to be down just a little bit. A little bit more. That's too high up. Up is down, down is up. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Ah, fuck. Okay. Pardon my French. That's gonna have to do. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Now to put this back on. Perfect. Looks good to me. How's he looking? Looks good to me. Nice little down look. Need to fix this collar though. Me putting the tie on kind of jostled him a little bit. Need to just turn things around, make things look a little bit nicer. Yep, we're good to go like a crunch wrap. There we go. Get the tie. Can't be looking, you can't have my man's out here looking crazy, dog. You know what I'm saying? This little tie is driving me crazy. All right, that's gonna have to be good enough. All right. Let me look at that again. The little part of his tie is driving me insane. And I'm such a stickler about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super specific about the looks and the poses. And I think I got it. I think I got it. For sure, get indie right. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say. I can't be having my man's out here looking crazy, dog. He has to look presentable for the rest of the collection. If he's gonna be sitting next to Jack Sparrow, he has to come correct. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Everything's just a little. All right. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Unknown was lurking in the shadows. Now here we go. I don't want y'all fighting in the chat, otherwise Indy's gonna get you. All right, let's figure out my pose. All right. Okay. So the pose I want to do is of him running. He was running. I gotta take this little plastic off here. His hands. There we go. So when his head down like that, his arm back and like that. Wait. Saw love, love is love, love, love is love, love. Like that. Take the plastic off of this hand. All right. I think I know who you are, unknown. I think I have an idea of who the unknown one is, but I'll leave that to private conversation. All right. So I want him bent like this, maybe his head looking up like that. This leg, how far does this leg go out? It doesn't go out that far. I want this leg going out like this. Maybe him turn like that. Is this I want this on the outside like that. This up. Oh man, I have to hide that wrist peg a bit. If you know, then you know. Straight up. Straight up. I don't think I can dial in the pose I want. I don't think I can dial in the pose I want. So I want him kind of running, like trying to get away. And with the dial of destiny. So I'm gonna put the dial of destiny. Can this open up all the way? It's fighting me. Maybe I can just kind of stuff it in here. Maybe I can get the dial of destiny to destiny. Or it has like a little. There we go. I'll put the dial of destiny in his bag. Maybe kind of have it showing. That's cool. Have it showing like that. Have it showing like that. Have the dial of destiny kind of like hanging out of his bag a little bit and having the bag kind of forward. And oh, it flipped. There we go. And I think there's a spot I can put his whip. Oh, it's over here. That I may flip the bag. So I want his whip on. I want the whip visible on one side. Maybe the skinniest part of the whip. Whip on one side. Because I want to give it some visual. So I'm thinking like whip on one side, that on the other. I'm gonna put the backpack on him. Skull? Yeah. Put the backpack on him. So we're gonna totally deck this guy out. Yeah, I'm thinking about I'm actually thinking about a swinging pose, like of the whip. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know. I don't know just yet. So let's put the backpack on him. Make sure it's sitting good. That's about as tight as the backpack's gonna get. All right. Have you seen any swinging poses for Indy? Yeah, I'm thinking about it. And that's probably what I'm going to have to end up having to do because this running pose is, I don't know how this is going to actually work. Because currently, this is what I'm thinking so far of him like getting away. But with this base, I don't know if I can pull it off. Just arm up a bit, him like twisted like that. But let me play with this base a little bit. Hold on, I'm just gonna move the mic away for a split second. Go like that. Go like that. Put the leg back down like that. Sit on down like that. It's not as solid as I would like it to be. Oh, that actually goes pretty hard. Okay, hold on. It's very flimsy though. That, like that. Like, is indie going solo or paired? Good question. I'm gonna wait for a younger indie to come out to pose him up and it be looking all crazy. But for now, he's gonna be paired with Jack Sparrow. So I'm gonna move RoboCop down, and I'm gonna put indie with Jack Sparrow because I think that would be a good pairing. That actually looks really cool. I just gotta lock this pose in. Hold on. Hold on. Take this off for a second. So the best way you know if a pose is solid is if it can stand on its own. So we do something like that. We can even flare the coat out a bit. Make sure the tie is tying. Make sure the tie is tying. Damn tie. Make sure that wrist peg is hidden. Yeah, short round would be dope, but I don't think a short round exists, sadly. Um, I want the Dial of Destiny to be showing. So I think I'm gonna tuck the bag like that, but I want the whip to be showing as well. So I think I'm gonna flip the side. Jack Sparrow from I think it's on Stranger Tides. You can't see it right now because of the setup of the stream, but I definitely have a Jack Sparrow because I want the whip to be showing. Okay, that I like. I'm just gonna put the bag a bit here, back there, tie. Let this hold the tie down. Have the have that front and center like that. I think that's a pose I'm happy with. Now the trick is getting it to stick on the base. All right, make sure his feet are set. Oh, that looks crazy. So this is what I'm thinking about right now. I've got to hide that wrist peg a bit. Got to make sure the whip's there. I want the bag with the Dial of Destiny on there. He's trying to get away. He's looking up a little bit. Got the shoes. Got the thing. So he's like in mid escape. And what does Indiana Jones do? My man escapes. So I'm even thinking about flipping up the jacket a little bit. But I think it's a giveaway. Like either I have to flip up the jacket or I show off the Dial of Destiny. I can't do both. So I think I'm just going to do it like that. Now the hardest part is figuring out this base. So I'm going to switched to like tops, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking about going into making my own bases and really just kind of figuring out how to do that with foam and painting. And Bradley will tell you, and I'm an artist, so I can figure that out. That won't be a problem. It's just getting the guts to do it and getting and being brave enough to just jump into that and make that a figured it out episode. That's some content that I'm thinking about doing in the future. Is making bases for these figures that don't come with cool bases like this. They all don't. You know what I mean? The RoboCop. I've been really thinking about a RoboCop base that I really want to make, with like a street, you know what I'm saying? But like a street sign and like concrete and broken glass and OCP sucks. Like I want to do that and make it mine, make it bespoke, make it custom. So I'm really on the fence about doing that. And now I'm just trying to just pulling together the courage to just do it. So, and be okay to fail and be okay to make mistakes. So that's what I'm really thinking about when it comes to what other content's going to be on Figured It Out outside of these figures. Um, yeah. And outside of news, what do I do when there's no figure to purchase? And what do I do when there's no news to report? Let's make a base for 2 or 3 hours. Let's figure it out. Let's design it and just learn and fail and succeed and all that good stuff. Do it, bro. You got my support. Thank you, Bradley. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for just always being in my corner throughout my entire life. You've gotten me out some scrapes and you've been there for my successes and you've been there for my failures. So, Bradley, thank you, brother. Thank you to be along this journey. Yeah. Thank you, Two Shot. One thing about these streams is there's no gatekeeping. There is no secrets of the ooze. I am super open to talk about any of this stuff, from production to scheduling to making up content to my experiences with YouTube, my experiences with Spotify, to 1/6 scale collecting, my experiences within this realm, and getting all this organized and failing and learning and learning. So anything I can impart to you and anybody within the sound of my voice, if you want more content like this, you have to subscribe, like my content, comment, ask me questions. I'm going to be here to answer anything you need, because the rising tide lifts all boats. We're in this together. And that's what Figured It Out is all about. It's not just about me, oh, I got this new figure or this one looks cool. No, it's about learning about the community, learning about the trade, learning the do's and the don'ts. And from someone who's been in it, I'm nowhere near a master, but I'm here to tell you everything I know. Cards up, all trust. That's real talk. Respect, salute, respect. I think we are good. I think this is a pose I'm happy with when it comes to this indie. Because of his stoic face, I didn't want it to do too much of an action pose because he doesn't really have an action face. But I may change. The cool thing about these figures, and this is a question I believe Tony had earlier, is that I can pose this however I want. I can change it up tonight and do something completely different. It's just I'm happy with this pose as it is right now, and I'm going to put it in my collection as of right now. I just got to tighten up a couple of things, but I think that's it for this evening. A nice solid hour of content. I'm going to make a quick short of this figure. I'm going to post on YouTube. Our YouTube shorts have been kind of taken off, so I do want to make short content out of this new figure, and we'll be able to go from there. Next week is most likely going to be a news episode. I figured it out. I can't. These things are expensive, and I'm not sponsored. These are all coming out of my pocket for the love of the game. So I get these every once in a while. But when I do, I like to make it an event. So thank you, Tony, for coming through. Thank you for Unknown for coming through. Thank you, Two Shot, for coming through. And always thank you, Bradley, for being here, keeping me company on this Saturday night while we talk figures and talk shop. This has been MOTN Figured It Out, episode 24, unboxing Indiana Jones. I think it was a success. We hit the marks we wanted to, and he looks great. That being said, I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. Remember to always collect what you love and love what you collect. MOTN, out. Good night, everybody. Take care.